Hello, my name is Mark Holmes, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm here in Waynesboro, Virginia, where I am actually part of the Waynesboro's Historic Commission. And it's amazing the amount of history that is literally all around us. And this street through here in Waynesboro, one of the things that I've believed, and I didn't know for sure, is that a lot of the houses that were built in here in Waynesboro were actually kit houses from Sears. Now, some of the things about the kit houses, it's not like a prefabbed home like you would purchase today where they come and they put it on. What it basically was is you'd get about 12,000 pieces literally that were shipped on a rail car and then trucked to your site to build your homes. Now, these houses right here, I believe these two are definitely Sears kit houses. The thing that's amazing about it is they had over 350 different styles of houses that you could customize and change. You can see the brick exterior on this one. You see the top front. You see the porches, and it's very, very classic. A 4-square house where it has those on there. Well, if you look over here, you got the same thing. The porch post columns are a little bit different. They don't have the brick aprons and stuff, but still that same 4-square top roof on it. And so the more that I look at the Sears catalog, and the more that I look at some of the houses here, I believe that a lot of them are actually there. Now the problem is, from the early 1900s until about 1942 is when they stopped actually making the houses. The Great Depression kind of killed the business, so to speak, and they ended up selling it off. The problem is there's no real database from Sears of where all the houses were sold and built. But it's my belief that a lot of these were actually Sears homes. One of the ways you can find out, of course, is by looking at the materials. So if you have an open basement or if you have a ceiling, they say that the lumber will be stamped with a number or a letter. And so I'm going to go look today in an attic of one of these and see if I can find evidence of it being a Sears kit home. And I would love to actually do more. I do know that there were some kit houses back in the 2013. I think there was actually a talk about it. I want to get in touch with this company that does register these homes and find out more. It would be a great thing to find out how many of these homes were actually built using kits here in Waynesboro. It's actually amazing because the more I look at this neighborhood, and this neighborhood was built I believe 1932, which would be definitely the time period. When you start looking at some of the distinctive looks and things on some of these houses, that this one, I definitely think that this one is one of those Sears kit homes. And I look over here at another one of these. Now this one only has the single dormer on the top of it, but like this one actually has 4 of them. But you can all see that they all have the same basic features. Double windows on top, the doorway in the middle, windows on each of the sides. So as I look, same thing here. You look at this one right here, same thing. You've got the 2 windows in the top, you've got the porch roof, you've got almost the same exact roof line. So as we're going through here, I'm going to check out this one. Now see, this is another one that's really interesting. When you look at the windows and everything that's in here, you've got the other dormer. This is really, it's kind of crazy because the more I look, the more I wonder, was pretty much this whole neighborhood built from Sears kit homes? So we're going to go investigate a little further. So here's what's interesting, and I'm excited to be part of the Historic Commission, and this is actually one of the things I want to bring up because we don't necessarily know as much of our history as we should. You might be living in a Sears kit home that was literally shipped here on railing and put together. And so trying to figure out if these are in fact Sears kit homes, here's another piece that might actually be something to kind of tie it in to make sure that we do believe they are. Because there were, again, it was kit homes, and there were a couple different manufacturers of them, and also too, they would build houses that were the same design. So it could be a coincidence that it just happens to look like a Sears kit home. But here's where I will say that there probably would be a lot more of those kit homes here in Waynesboro, is because here we are in the Port Republic Historic District, and this right here is the Rosenwald Community Center. And I don't know if that name actually rings a bell because it doesn't really fit with Sears and Roebuck. However, Rosenwald, Julius Rosenwald, became part of the owner of Sears and Roebuck. He was a philanthropist who ended up creating the Rosenwald Fund, where you have the Rosenwald school system that was built for African American students. And so having this presence, having him being a big supporter with, of course, his school system being here, it would probably be likely that people would invest in his homes here in Waynesboro. That's just a little piece that we're going to add in. We're going to try and do some more research and things, working with the library. I'm going to go see my buddy Kevin, see if he's working today, because if anybody can find it out, Kevin can. It's funny because now, everywhere I look, I'm seeing, this was known as the first modern, or the modern house. And I think we're actually in a hotbed. There's another one down there. I think we're actually in a hotbed of Sears kit homes here in Waynesboro. It's funny, the more I drive around, the more I see the modern house literally all over Waynesboro. And seeing some of the other shapes and things of some of the houses, that you realize that so many of these are definitely all built almost identical to each other. I know this neighborhood because the first house that I did on this neighborhood was built in like 1908. So it definitely fits the time period. And take a look at it. Boom. Here we go. More of the same. Same styles. Metal roofs. Boom. So the more that I'm doing here research-wise, finding out that Waynesboro is definitely one of the hotbeds of Sears kit homes. In 2013, there was actually a lecture about Sears kit homes. Basically, about 342 kit homes were manufactured in a year. Sears customers ordered around 75,000 houses out of the Sears and Roebuck Company mail order catalogs. They were shipped by rail to city lots and farms all over the country. Each kit home weighed 25 tons and contains at least 30,000 pieces, including 750 pounds of nails, 27 gallons of paint and varnish, a 75-page instruction book showing home buyers step by step how to assemble those 30,000 pieces of house. At the height of their popularity, Sears sold 342 houses in 1 year. The Sears home ranged from the price of the Hudson at $474 to show-stopping Magnolia, a beautiful colonial revival, coming in at $6,488, not including cement, brick, or plaster. Only 10% of Sears homes in the country have been discovered. Because of this, many of the community's best architectural treasures have been damaged by remodeling or worse, demolished. They've already identified a number of Sears homes in Waynesboro, and we'll have spent time before our lecture on October 17th to do a drive through the city on uncovered of their Sears homes. Wow. So they're definitely here, and who knows how many are here. So as we start to put together the pieces of understanding that we had a rail station, Rosenwald, who was one of the owners of the Sears and Roebuck Company, knowing that there are other ones that were here, and this being a town that was really growing in the early 1900s because of Basic City, which became the kind of the industrial site of Waynesboro. All these things put together would make it definitely where you wanted to be able to build a house real quickly, cost effectively, and let's go ahead and just order this thing and put it together. I'm getting kind of excited on this, and I am definitely going to make this one of the things that we work on with the Historic Commission and trying to identify these Sears kit homes, because this is a major part of our history. We're going to keep digging deeper on this. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm going through and I'm looking. This is what's called the Oklahoma style house that's right here. And let me flip this around. Okay, this, my friends, is definitely, now the only thing that's different now on this, their house is reversed. This would be on the other side, but we have the 4 dormers up at the top. We don't have this little bumping out, but here we've got 3 columns, just like my in-laws' house. And when I walk in, this is the reverse of the house. When you walk in, there's a room here, the dining room's here, the kitchen's here, the pantry is now the bathroom, and this is the back porch. So that parlor's right there, and when you go upstairs, it's everything is reversed, but there's the staircase that goes upstairs, and there's 4 bedrooms, and that 1 bedroom, which is kind of used as a dressing room, is tiny, and I know this for a fact. And there's the bathroom. This was 1908 model, but this is pretty much it. This is it, literally. The 4 dormers exactly. Wow. So the next thing to do is to go through and see if we can find some of the lumber being stamped in there, or look at the hardware on the doors and things, because that's also another telltale sign. If you don't have the original plans or the deed or the receipt, those are ways that they figure out what they are. This is